Tamale Teaching Hospital is in a mess now. They have paid a deceased staff 26 months since he died. Public Account Committee invited the head of administration of Tamale Teaching Hospital to come and meet them and explain to them why they paid a deceased staff 26 months since he died, since 2022. And this validation and payment has went on. And Auditor General started the exercise of auditing some of the hospitals. They discovered that Tamale Teaching Hospital has paid a deceased staff for 26 good months. Because if you think of it, at least when someone dies, when you validate the person 1 month, 2 months, it's somehow understandable. Because at times, due to the process of how to clear the person from the system, it can take up to a month or more. But Tamale Teaching Hospital has paid this deceased staff 26 good months salary. Because how? Unless you have a loop administrative system or payment or validation system, if you have financial audit or if you are doing your work well, this thing will not happen. So they invited the head of administration to the Public Account Committee to come and explain to them how far you have gone with recovering this amount, because this amount was paid into the person's account and the money has been withdrawn. Who has been withdrawing this amount? And they don't understand. So they served Tamale Teaching Hospital a letter that they should recover this amount. But since then, they have not been able to recover the money, because the 26 good months that have paid the deceased person 1,449,000 Ghana cedis. It's not a small amount for you to pay for your negligence, your mistakes, or is it that someone has diverted the money into his account? They have been crediting the account and withdrawing, thinking that they are paying the deceased staff.
Tamale Teaching Hospital. The first infraction has to do with unearned salaries. 1,449,000 Ghana cedis. And the recommendation is that the chief executive should recover these amounts. And if you look at the individuals, you find them on Appendix K of the report. My question is, most of the times, 1 month, 2 months, normal. But when you go through the report, you have 13 months, 22 months, 16 months, 60. Over a year, you are validating people who are actually not coming to work. That is where the seriousness is. You have some of them, the type of separations that we do have. Deceased, that means the person is dead. You have resignation. The person wrote a letter saying, I'm no more working. And we never found this letter and continuously validating the person. A deceased person was validated for 26 months. 26 months. That is over 2 years. Somebody who was dead. And I wonder how that person really was working. So what have you done? Have you been able to recover some of these amounts or all of it?
Yeah, Madam Chair, we were able to recover some amount. In all, we recovered 303,558.68. That's about 21% of the amount we are talking about. We, before we came here, we had gotten letters from some banks that are declining, though they have stopped the transfer to government chest. So maybe at the close of this session, we will make a prayer to this house for the house to make an order directing those banks to transfer. No, we have that, Mr. Chair.
Sir,
like I said, we have written to the banks.
Sir,
they have paid.
Sir, let me ask you something.
Yes.
Look at Habib Napare.
Mm-hmm.
Reason date of separation was 2022.
Yes.
This guy had died. Didn't you go to the funeral? And you validated this dead person for 26 months. And you are coming to tell Parliament to do what?
To go to the bank and
Good. That's okay. We have taken a cue from that, Mr. Chair. Yes. So we have recovered, like I mentioned earlier, 303,558.68. We have forwarded a total list to Yoko to help us. Yoko has written back demanding for their respective files of persons involved. We have submitted that.
Director, first, have you shown evidence of these recoveries?
Sure.
The 21% to the auditors?
Yes, at the Tamale office, yes, we have done that. Maybe if they can validate that here, please.
When did you submit that to the auditors?
I think it's about 3 weeks ago. We were invited to the Ministry of Health after a meeting with the audit team. We went back and we finished the audit team in Tamale with all these pieces of evidence, please.
The number of letters that you've received, how many of these individuals does it cover? We are looking at over 70 people. Has any of them, what number, can you just tell us briefly, how many of these individuals have finished paying the amount? Because some of them you have 1 month in them. Those ones, it doesn't become an actual problem because probably the person left in a month, you probably may not see that. But those ones that increases from, say, 4 months going, that is where the issues are. So aside the letters that you've written to Yoko and their files, what exactly is the administration also doing to recover these amounts? Or is it that those that are alive are not in this country anymore?
Exactly the case, my lord. Madam Chair.
Okay, so. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
You see, it seems I just provided you with an answer.
No, there's evidence to that, please.
There's evidence to the fact that those
Some of them
individuals
are out of the country.
Some-
Yes. Yes, please. Because the special prosecutor came into this matter, they have written to them, and they made some payments directly to special prosecutor.
They've made some payment. Is
Yes.
it part of the 300,000?
No. We have records of some payments to special prosecutor through us, but they made some payment directly to special prosecutor.
Do you have evidence as to how much has been made through the special prosecutor?
We wrote to them to have update on how much has been retrieved from those people. We haven't had a response yet.
How did you know they've made payments to them?
Sorry?
How did you know that payments have been made to the special prosecutor?
Oh, we called them. We had their contact, we called them, and we were in touch with special prosecutor, the officers who came around. We were in touch with them. They said some have paid. So we formally wrote to special prosecutor to give us updates on how much has been retrieved so far from those category of persons.
When was that letter written to the special prosecutor?
Uh, 21st of August, 2025.
You see, it is this year,
Yes, please.
almost 5 clear months after the audit. And you see the problem. You are very quick to stress on the fact that somebody ought to do the job that you ought to have done. Because you were verifying them. The special prosecutor had no idea. People were dead for 26 months. People had left, resigned for 18 months and the rest. And they kept validating them. You kept validating them. It means the HR cares none, head of department cares none. And we end up here telling Yoko and special prosecutor to go after those individuals when you just could have used your pen to cross their names out of a payroll. And that's the problem. So please, verify and reconcile with the special prosecutor to know how much. And don't leave the rest for anybody to do. Try and find them. You know where they are.
That's okay.
And with the banks, it is a duty that you also ought to do. Because if you tell us to give a directive, that one, we'll leave that one to chairman and the committee to decide. But I think it's not right.
That's okay.
Because you are quick so that you can leave yourself out and we want the committee to give a directive. That's why we were asked. did you attend? Did anybody attend the funeral of Habib? You did. Gave donation. Even gave his PV, Provident Fund out. And you still came back verifying him. Honest man for
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, maybe moving forward, we'll ask you to bring the validators along so they speak to it. Maybe they saw the person's ghost or they saw the person somewhere. That's how come a deceased person will be validated for 26 good months. And then somebody who has worked for more than 3 months, 6 months, running every day to control an accountant general just to be validated. So moving forward, we'll ask that you bring validators who flout these rules. Knowing very well that the person is dead, you validate the person for close to almost how many years? 2 years and over. So, Mr. Chairman, I think that is what we should do. If you are cited for any payment of unearned salaries, you come with your validators. Then they will speak to it. Maybe if it's a ghost, if it's someone who is deceased, they saw the person somewhere, sitting somewhere, working, and then they can tell us the reason why they validated dead people for 26 good months.
And this is very bad, because if you look at what the people who are holding some offices are doing in the country, is very bad. Because how come you be in office and be validating a deceased staff? Is it that the family did not inform you about the death of the staff, or you didn't go for the funeral of this staff, or you were not able to discover that this staff has been absenting himself from work for this long period of time, and you have been validating and paying the salary for 26 good months? No, this thing, there is something fishy about it, because if you tell a child who was born today, the child will not understand this issue. Paying a deceased staff 26 good months is very bad. It does not happen in any country. So you have made the country to lose 1,446,000 Ghana cedis. And this ghost person is nowhere to be found. But the money has been withdrawn from the account. Every month when they credit the account, someone go and withdraw the money. So where does the money go? Who is responsible for this? So now, Public Account Committee asks them, how much have you recovered? And the Director of Administration of Tamale Teaching Hospital said they have only been able to recover only 303,558 Ghana cedis, 68 pesos. And this is just 21% of the amount they have lost. So, they have not even recovered 50% of the amount. So look at what they have cost the country. So they suspect this issue is out of hand, and this issue should go to the highest level. So they ordered the Director of Administration of Tamale Teaching Hospital to send the issue to IOCO, because this issue is too much. IOCO has to take over and make sure that this money is recovered. So the administrator of Tamale Teaching Hospital has served the names of those who were implicated to IOCO, and IOCO has begun the investigation, because you cannot be in office, occupy a position, then under your watch you let people waste funds like that, because you cannot pay someone who is dead since 2022 for 26 good months. Why? You know, some years back they were talking about ghost names in our system, because some people are dead, but some of the accountants and some of the administrators are paying, validating, receiving salaries of those deceased persons. So you think that no, this thing is not true. It's going on. Ghost names, and their accounts, bank accounts, will be diverted to different accounts to receive these funds, which is very bad in the country, because we all complain about the system. But if you be in office and waste public funds for your own selfish gain, then it means that you have no conscience, or you don't have something good for the country. So now IOCO is responsible for investigating this issue, because they have to recover this amount, so they will use it for other activities. And the hospital is in a mess. The teaching hospital, you cannot be there and validate someone for 26 good months. Why? You didn't receive any information about his death. When a staff dies, the hospital will be served with a letter by the family that our brother or sister who is working with you is dead. And the hospital will release the information to the headquarters. and a letter will be submitted so that every needed process will be put in place. But if you just sit there and start validating the person every month, thinking that, oh, you're doing the person a favor so that the family will get something to sort themselves or take care of the children, then you are making a big mistake, because you will see yourself in prison if care is not taken. So make sure the right thing is done, because if someone dies, they just disconnect, terminate the person's contract, and end validating the person. Going to continue validating the person and receiving the money, then it's going to affect your hard-earned reputation. And this is what has happened to the Director of Administration of Tamale Teaching Hospital, who is Dr. Emmanuel Senakwasi. And this man has been in office for some time. So why should you be there for like this thing to happen? It's very bad. This thing should not happen. It's very bad. So we just entreat that those holding the big offices in some of the headquarters and some of the places, make sure the right thing is done so that the country does not lose so much. We need money to run this country. Don't be there and waste public funds. Thank you very much. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, like and share my videos. Thank you.